LA to the Lakers. Oh, yeah, we know. Yeah, Jay, I know. Who do you think the Lakers should want in the Western Conference Finals? The question is, if the Lakers are that good, it shouldn't matter for them. They face who they want to face. It's all about you got to beat the best. You got to beat the best to become the best. It's like my man Ric Flair said, man, in order to be the man, you got to beat the man. So if the Lakers are going to get this NBA championship, they got to earn.
Sorry about that. I forgot to plug the on computer up and my stream went down. I was looking at the stream because I got it on my phone. So I just shut everybody out. We had a nice crowd over there. Hopefully they come back to the new one.
All right. Man, they're just showing that first half between the Heat and the Celtics. That huge block by Bam. My mistake, Jay. I didn't know that Jimmy's birthday was yesterday. Okay. I thought it was today. They just said birthday boy Jimmy, but I see now. His birthday was yesterday. But again, nice little birthday gift, man. The day after, big win for the Heat. The second half will be starting after a couple of commercial breaks. Kawhi Leonard is doing his thing so far, so I'm just questioning him defensively. He's going to have to step up defensively if they're going to win too. Yeah, that's right. Boston and Miami, they have that swarming defense. Yep. They have that swarming defense. Absolutely. Absolutely. G-Money says if the game can stay close, I think Denver can steal that game. It's crazy, man, because it's like I feel like this could be anybody's. The reason that I'm still sticking with the Clippers is because again, that LA versus LA matchup, that's just going to create that money, man. Unless if they really could care less and decide to put the Nuggets there, but the Nuggets are no match for the Lakers. Absolutely no match. I'd be shocked if they will win that series because, again, who's going to stop Anthony Davis? And the thing is, the Lakers have the bigs to give Jokic a lot of problems. And Jokic has struggled against the Lakers this season. Shout out to Ryan, man. Salute to you, bro. That's tough, man. I think Miami has a chance to get there, but I don't see them winning the championship. If they face a team like the Lakers, I don't see them winning because Kelly Olynyk isn't going to stop Anthony Davis. Miami doesn't really have bigs. Miami's really not a big team. But I can see Miami getting to the finals, though.
Yep. It's going to be a hard battle.
I just don't think they're going to. Yeah, they got a good swarming defense for sure, and Bam is only their real true big. Olynyk is really more perimeter oriented, and he's not a defender. He's just there to stretch the floor. Shout out to Chum. Appreciate you coming through. He says the Clips are really disappointing me right now. I mean, they've been disappointing the last two games, but I think in this game 7, like I said, the second half is really going to say more. I think, yeah, it is a 2-point game. They kind of blew a 12-point lead a little bit, but it's like when you look at the construction of the Clippers, you got to look at a lot of the guys who can't defend on this team. Reggie Jackson, Lou Will, so that's the guards right there. Patrick Beverley's the best defender of the 3. When you look at the guards, Landry Shamet is not really that good of a defender. Patrick Patterson, no. Jermichael Green, no. Montrezl Harrell, yes, coming off the bench, but if you put him in pick and roll, he struggles to guard the perimeter, so that's a problem. Either the pop or the roll man, so that there's an issue. So your strongest defenders are your 1, 2, and 3 spots. Yeah, this is the best chance for the Lakers. I do agree. Yeah, no. Here's the thing, though. Even if they're giving the Clips all this trouble, again, who is the Lakers have the bigs to give Jokic problems that the Clippers don't really have. But the thing is also, though, why did you sign Joakim Noah if you weren't going to use him? Because I thought, see, you can't just say, oh, we're saving him for the Lakers, but you're having this much trouble against the Nuggets. If you don't get by them, then his signing didn't mean anything. You can't use him for the Lakers because you'll be going home. So that's why I said that Doc really should have really thought about his rotation to see when Harrell and Lou Will were struggling, go to some other guys to see what you can get. You shorten your rotations, but if you see something's not working, you got to try something else. It's called making adjustments. That's what the great coaches do. Yeah, all those guys are liabilities defensively. Yep. And the thing is, Kawhi has looked a step slow defensively, and to me, he's looked a little bit lazy too. Not just a step slow. I mean, there's times he didn't even want to guard Luka Doncic, and I'm like,
yeah,
like that just doesn't cut it for me. Kawhi Leonard.
So
Go ahead.
Check it out. We just put a graphic up. Game 4, Utah 50. Game 6 in Utah 50, and he's halfway there tonight, guys. 25 points. Jamal Murray.
And notice he's starting to kind of trash talk a little bit more Marcus Morris, you see, and that's what I said. Doc has got to keep these guys composed because Marcus Morris got into it with Paul Millsap. Take it away, D. We're back. Started the third quarter.
All right. Patrick Beverly at the top of the key gets the ball in the Paul George. Nice pass by Paul George to Zubac for the dunk. So the Clippers come out and score right away, 58-54, just starting this third quarter. And here comes the Denver Nuggets. Joker gets the ball over to Grant. Grant with Paul George on the defense. Looking for Murray, gets the ball to Murray, over to Joker. Joker faces 3 and loses the ball. Oh, Millsap dives on the floor. He can't get it. Here comes Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi fakes the 3. Kicks it to Morris. Back over to Kawhi for the 3. And Kawhi can't hit in a hustle by Patrick Beverly. With the floater inside, and Beverly can't hit. So Gary Harris comes down with the ball. Kicks it ahead to Murray. Murray, stop, out, 3, in and out. Kawhi with the rebound. Throws the pass ahead to Morris. Good defense by Jamal Murray and Gary Harris picked up. And Patrick Beverly left all alone at the top of the key, and he makes them pay for it. 61-54, 7-point lead. Take it away, Lewis.
All right, the Clippers off to a solid start. Let's see how they finish the third quarter. All right, so Gary Harris gives the ball to Nikola Jokic. 61-54. Murray comes off the screen, and we got an offensive foul on Paul Millsap. And like I told you guys, I had to see how the third quarter was going to start, and the Nuggets look a little shaky right now, even though it is early. So the Clippers have come out guns blazing right now, and they lead 61-54, excuse me. All right, so Pat Bev gives the ball to Kawhi Leonard, being guarded by Jeremy Grant. His defense has got to step up on Kawhi Leonard. I have not liked the way he's played defense on Kawhi. All right, so Kawhi gets the ball, sees a double, gives it to Pat Bev. Pat Bev dribbles, gets into the paint. Murray Garden, Patrick Beverly. Wow, he got actually fouled, but did not get the call, so they turn it over. Here comes Murray. Murray, wow, kicks it open to a wide open Jeremy Grant, and he knocks down the 3. 61-57 is the score. Zubac inbounds the ball to inbounds the ball to Patrick Bev, my mistake. Gives the ball to Zubac. Zubac looking, gives the ball to Paul George, gets a screen. Paul George dribbles, gets into the paint. That was a terrible play by Paul George. He was wide open and decided to pass it in traffic. That was just not smart. He turns it over. Jokic puts the ball on Zubac, double, gives it to Gary Harris. Nice cut to the basket, and just like that, it is a 2-point game like that. 61-59. Take it away, D.
Here comes Kawhi Leonard back and forth. These guys. Kawhi steps back, thought about the 3, kicks it to Morris. Morris at the top of the key. Switch up, has Joker on him. Morris dribbles down on Joker, pulls up for the double inside. We can't hit Joker with the rebound. And Jamal Murray will bring it down for the Denver Nuggets. 2-point game, guys. Jamal Murray with the ball in his hand. Patrick Beverly on the defense. Dribbles around Patrick Beverly. Steps back, kicks it to Joker. Joker thinks about the 3, pulls the ball back. Joker gets it to Jeremy Grant. Jeremy Grant will put up the three, and Jeremy Grant starting to feel it. And here we go. Denver Nuggets back on top by one. Doc Rivers wants to talk about it.
Man, oh man. And Denver like that takes a lead yet again. And remember, Clippers had a double-digit lead. It wasn't as big as games 5 and 6, but they had another double-digit lead. They decided to go up 12. And like I said before, they came back and took the lead. But it is early. So that is the difference, though. It is early. Let's see how the Clippers respond.
Guys, remember, Lewis and I just said that both of these teams, Lewis mentioned the Clippers and then I mentioned the Nuggets, both of these teams have guys that can come off that bench and step up and give you some good play. You know, Jeremy Grant can definitely do that. Michael Porter Jr. can definitely do that. On the other side, you got Lou Wills, Landry Shamet. So these guys have depth on their team, and Jeremy Grant is feeling it right now.
Yup. And it's like we mentioned before, the only way that the way that Denver's going to win is Jamal Murray just can't carry this team. And I said before that Jokic and him are doing their thing. It's just Jamal's been carrying the scoring load while Jokic is doing the all-around game. Jeremy Grant's hit 2 threes to start this third quarter. So they get a reliable third scorer. You know, the Lakers are going to be in trouble. Not the Lakers, excuse me. Clippers are going to be in trouble, excuse me. And remember, this is with Paul Millsap not having scored a point. Michael Porter Jr. is also scoreless. And yet the Denver Nuggets lead by 1. So if you're the Clippers, yeah, this is disappointing and you got to be a little bit concerned, even if there's plenty of time and it's only a 1-point lead.
Oh, my man, Triple J, Ernest, what's up, Ernest? IBT, Boxing Truth, and Soccer Training Club in the building. Appreciate you guys coming through. I had to reset the stream. I let my doggone computer die, but that's all right. We back again. Basketball Live with Lewis and D.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. And the next game we're going to be doing is going to be the Heat and Celtics in Game 2. Didn't get the chance to do Game 1 because this Game 7 is just too important right now. So. And that Heat Celtics game was a great game, by the way. But we will be back for that Game 2 on Thursday. So make sure y'all pull up for that one. That was going to be a nice game. I believe whoever wins this game, I think the Lakers and them play on Thursday. I think. So whoever wins this, they only got less than 48 hours to prepare against the Lakers. The Lakers would have been well rested to play whoever they're going to play, whether it's the Clippers or whether it's going to be the Nuggets. And in the chat, Jermaine says, another thing I don't like, that excuse that the Clips are waiting for the Lakers. I never heard of a championship caliber team doing that. You got to play who you playing first. Yeah, you got to deal with the team that's in front of you first. You can't be talking about how you can. See, that's what I heard all season. And it's like, but the thing is, you got the feeling that the Clippers will find a way to get it together. But it's like they've been lazy defensively. That's for one. They've been blowing leads. Let's not forget, they were blowing leads against even the Dallas Mavericks in that first round. And I just feel like Doc has been doing a terrible job with his coaching. Like D said, you know, we get on these players choking, but same thing with coaches. Remember, guys, Doc loses this game. 3-3-1 leads he would have blown in his coaching career. Take it away, D.
All right, Kawhi Leonard with the ball. Steps back on the double over Grant and can't hit. Millsap comes down with the rebound. Good box out by Nikola Jokic. Zubac complaining a little, but no worries. Here comes Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray gets it down to Joker. Joker working on Zubac. Back over to Jamal Murray. Back to Joker. Good give and go by Jamal Murray and Joker puts it in. 64-61, 8 minutes, 16 seconds left in the third. Here comes Paul George. Gets it over to Kawhi Leonard. Good defense by Gary Harris. A nice feed by Kawhi Leonard to Zubac to get down inside for the score. 63-64, 1-point game. Here comes Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray with Paul George on the defense. Gives the ball to Gary Harris. Gary Harris has Reggie Jackson in front of him. He stepped in for the Clippers. Jamal Murray with the ball at the top of the key. Passes it to the Joker. 5 on the shot clock. Paul Millsap steps back behind the three-point line, but he can't hit. And Paul George flops around a little bit. No call. Here comes Paul George. Paul George passes it over to Reggie Jackson. Back to Paul George. When we got a screen, Paul George gets the switch. Has Gary Harris on him. Tries to back Gary Harris down. 5 seconds to shoot. Inside to Kawhi. Kawhi got the ball tipped, and Murray bringing the ball down. Gives it to Millsap. Over in the corner to Jeremy Grant. He has Paul George on the defense. Passes it up top to the Joker. Joker gets it to Jamal. Jamal inside to Joker. The give and go again. Joker can't hit, but he gets his own rebound outside to Murray. The ball did hit the rim, so they put 14 seconds on the shot clock. Jamal Murray dribbles down inside. And nice hand by, looked like Marquise Morris to interrupt that pass. Paul George with the ball. Paul George dribbles around the Zubac screen, kicks to Morris. Open the corner to Reggie Jackson for 3. Jackson can't hit. Nice chip over to Millsap by Jamal Murray. Well, Millsap slows it down, brings it back behind the wing, and gets fouled by Reggie Jackson.
And guys, if you see on the screen already, the game was tied at 24 apiece in the first quarter. Clippers scored a little bit by 2, but look at that. It's already, the Nuggets have outscored the Clippers already in this third quarter after the Clippers got off to the quick 5-0 start. All right, so Jamal Murray gets the inbound, and he knocks down the 3. So the Nuggets go up by 4, 67-63. Here come back the Clippers, man. Zubac. Then gives the ball to Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson crosses over on Jamal Murray, gets all the way to the middle, puts up the floater, but the ball is short. Tap. Who wants it? It's Jokic. Here come the Nuggets. Oh, wow. Jamal Murray with the basketball. Jamal Murray goes behind the back. Jokic sets the screen. He kicks it out to an open Gary Harris for 3, and he drains it. And just like that, it's a 7-point lead for the Denver Nuggets. We got 5:50 remaining in this third quarter. The Nuggets are starting to pull away in this third quarter. And that's all, Doc. That's all you got, man? Let's go. Let's go. Clippers, what are you made of? Let's see. All right, Kawhi Leonard. Wow, kicks it out to Jermichael Green. Jermichael Green gets inside, shoots a 2-point range on the playoff sign, and he knocks it down. 70-65 is the score. All right, coming back down the other end, Jamal Murray brings the ball back up. Paul George trying to guard him. Kicks it out to Millsap. Millsap shoots the straight on 3, and he drains it. Millsap's first point of the game. Couldn't have come at a better time. 73-65. Here comes George. Goes behind the back, gets into the post, and we got a foul call on Gary Harris. They're trying to say that Paul, oh, wow, did he say put up a chicken sign? Uh-oh. Trying to say the Clippers don't want it right now. Man, the Clippers defense just been terrible these last few possessions right now. And they're starting to feel the pressure. All right, so Harold with the ball, gets it to Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard gets in the paint, and he draws a foul. So he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Right now, the Nuggets are 5 of 6 from the 3 ball in the third quarter, while the Clippers are only 1 of 3. If you look at the Nuggets' last 2 games, the story has been the second half as where they won. Kawhi Leonard shoots a jump shot, knocks it down. 6-point game, 73-67. Take it away, D.
All right, man. 73-67. It is the Denver Nuggets up by 6, 4 minutes, 50 seconds into this third quarter. And here comes Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray drives down inside, kicks it back out to Millsap. Give and go. Millsap, Murray. Murray out on the corner. Murray steps back behind the 3-point line, puts it up, but right off the side of the rim. Kawhi Leonard with the rebound. Passes it ahead to Lou Will. Lou Will drives down inside and loses the ball, gets his own rebound, and kick ball by Jamal Murray. So 16 on the shot clock, still the Denver Nuggets ball. 4 minutes, 30 seconds left in the third quarter. 6-point game, guys. 73-67. Nuggets on top. Murray gets the ball into Montrezl Harrell. Harrell working on the Joker. Harrell with the move inside. And no, the guard, Joker with the excellent defense. Here comes the Joker. Out on the wing, hands the ball off to Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray tied up by Lou Will. Murray dribbles around the screen, gets it in the Joker. Back outside to Paul Millsap for another three, and he puts it in. 67 and 9 points by Denver. And a kick ball by Joker to block that entry pass by Kawhi Leonard. So, guys, the Denver Nuggets are starting to feel it from the three-point line. Paul Millsap hit. Gary Harris hit. Jeremy Grant hit. All right, here's Lou Will. Pass the ball into Kawhi. Nice move by Kawhi. He can't get the score. It's knocked out by the Denver Nuggets. So 9 seconds to shoot. Clippers will retain possession. Denver Nuggets, he stepped up on the defensive effort. And Lou Will out on the corner. Shoots a three, and Lou can't hit. Joker comes down with the rebound. Could my man Lewis be right? The first team to score, the other team comes back and win by double digits. And here comes the Nuggets with a chance to go up by double digits. Jamal Murray, double teamed out on the wing. Gets it into Jeremy Grant, right down inside. The Harris back up top to Joker for three. Joker can't hit. Paul George with the rebound. So here comes the Clippers. Paul George thinks about dribbling inside. Good defense by Murray. Paul George gets the switch. Jermichael Green passes it over to Lou Will. Lou Will with the dunk on him. Goes down inside. Passes it out to Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi outside to Jermichael Green. Good ball movement. Paul George for three. And Paul George bottom of the net. And a timeout by Mike Malone. 76-70. 2 minutes, 55 seconds in this third quarter. And these teams are balling, guys.
Oh, man. Jay says, you know who LeBron pulling for. It's a 6-point game. That's right. Jay says the Pistons had no business winning that 2003 series versus the Doc Rivers-led Magic. Oh, yeah, we know. I said that. That was the very first 3-1 lead he had. And I said that T-Mac was counting his chickens before they hatched and said it was finally good to feel like to go to the second round. And they lost the last 3 games on a team that they should have beat. And Jermaine says Denver's like Jason Voorhees, man. They won't go away. The Lakers will have their hands full if they meet. I mean, I would say that, but for some reason, I don't think Denver is gonna play the Lakers as well as I think that they would. It's not that they're not capable of. It's like I said again, the Lakers have the bigs to slow down Jokic. When you have a JaVale McGee, he doesn't even have to play a lot of minutes. And again, that Anthony Davis and LeBron factor. Who's gonna guard those 2 players? Now, you will say that the Lakers are gonna have to get some consistent shooting. They've gotten it so far against the Blazers and against the Rockets. You know, can they do it again in the Western Conference Finals? You know, that remains to be seen. But still, I just don't think – I think that the Nuggets, as deep as they are, I don't think it's a good matchup against the Lakers in terms of that interior. Their defense is going to have to be even better than it was against the Clippers to beat them, even if they're giving the Clippers problems. It's just the Clippers are looking a little bit kind of overrated right now with all the hype that they've got because – they were to be prepared for the Lakers. But again, it's a 6-point game, so there's still plenty of time left. We got 2:55 remaining in this third, and we got 12 minutes in the fourth. That's 14 minutes and 55 seconds of basketball. Plenty of time. G-Money says the Nuggets up 6, but they need to get a double-digit lead by the fourth quarter. The Clippers look a little shaky. Yeah, that was a huge streak. But again, the Clippers, when they move the ball, man, they're very effective. Once they start to go one-on-one is when they let teams back into the game. They have to continue to move the basketball. That's how they're going to get great shots. You saw that 3 by Paul George. It was off a great ball movement. They didn't try to force anything. They moved the ball, and they got a great shot. That's how you're going to get back into this game, but that's also how you're going to maintain leads. You have to move the basketball. Because that keeps the defense honest. And what you're forcing the defense to do, instead of bailing out the defense, you're forcing the defense to rotate when you move the ball. So if you're the Clippers, you got to move the ball. But obviously, you got to play some goddamn defense too. Because the Nuggets have done a good job moving the ball in this third quarter. They've got 6 threes. There's a reason why they're up right now. So they were up by as many as 9. You know, as we come back We got 2:55 remaining, but this is shaky times for the Clippers right now. They're down 6. And Jokic is doing a great job with his passing. Pick and roll. Look at all the spacing. He's got options. And he faked the pass to Paul Millsap to give it to Gary Harris for 3. So look at all the options that Jokic just has once you put him in that pick and roll. They're so worried about him scoring that you're forgetting about Gary Harris and the Paul Millsaps, all those other guys, because they're starting to step up in the second half. Because they know Murray and Jokic are the 2 best players. Shout out to Jokic. Oh, wow, beautiful play. See, once again, pick and roll. Jokic flashes to the middle, passes to Jeremy Grant for the dunk, 78-70. Take it away, D.
All right, what a play. Here comes Lou Will, gets the ball to Paul George. Paul George fouled by Nikola Jokic. But Joker's starting to feel it, man. And, you know, when this guy starts passing that ball around like that and his team are scoring, this is a hard team to beat, guys. Really hard team to beat. All right. So Lou Will with the ball at the top of the key. Call for the herald. Screen, sorry. And out of the corner, Jermichael Green for 3. Can't hit. Nikola Jokic coming down with the ball. Can't wait to travel there. Jokic touched that real quick, put that ball down.
Mm-hmm.
Here comes the Joker. Passes it to Gary Harris. Gary Harris working on Lou Will. Gary Harris down inside, gets the ball blocked, but he gets his own rebound on the ground. And that looked like.
Is that a foul?
Okay.
Are you going to call a loose ball foul?
Yeah, it was a foul on Jeremy Grant, but I don't like that call because it looked like to me that Montrezl Harrell fouled him.
Did he just hold on? Let me see.
Well, Jeremy Grant fell and he was getting up. Okay. I don't know. I cut that leg out. I can't tell, but you know, sometimes even incidental contact of foul is a foul. So that was a foul by Jeremy.
Mm-hmm.
Incidental or not, it was still a foul. But I don't like the no call on the ref. Montrezl Harrell bodied him going for that steal. To me, that was a foul.
And that's his fourth foul.
Ball drops down inside, kicks it out to Jermichael Green, over to Kawhi. Kawhi back in the corner to. Sorry, that was George in the corner to Kawhi Leonard. Jermichael Green with the offensive rebound and putback. So it's a 6-point game, 72-78. 1 minute, 25 seconds left in this third. Monte Morris with the ball. Out on the wing. Monte Morris gets the ball into the Joker. Joker, give and go pass and a foul by Kawhi Leonard. Looks like he tripped Monte Morris up there.
Shout out to Yosef. My day's going well. Hope your day is going well too. Jermaine says Skip is on Twitter disgusted by the Clippers' performance because we already know his beef with LeBron. So he was banking on the Clippers to win, but even he's admitted that the Clippers have looked terrible. And like I said, we already know if Shannon Sharp and Nick Rice see the Clippers lose this game, they gonna ride this all the way out to LA. All right, so Gary Harris with the basketball gives it to Jokic. Jokic shoots a shot late in the shot clock, misses the 3. That was actually good, very good Clippers defense, probably the best I've seen in a while. All right, so Jermichael Green gives the ball to the sweet Lou. Lemon pepper Lou wings, dribbles to the left side, dribbles into the screen, goes around Michael Porter Jr., goes for the layup, but he can't hit. And Lou Will is struggling right now. Missed another easy layup. Here comes Jokic, dribbles on the right side. Gives the ball to Monte Morris. Monte Morris dribbles. Good ball movement. Gives it to Torrey Craig from Gary Harris. Was being guarded by Paul George. Paul George then gives the ball to Jokic in the post. Beautiful, nice give and go, and Paul George falls asleep again. And it's 80-72. Take it away, D.
Wow. Jokic is killing them. So Montrezl Harrell with the ball at the top of the key. Gets the ball over to Lou Will. Lou Will back inside to Montrezl, who goes hard to the rack. And he's fouled, and that's number 4 on Nikola Jokic. Luckily for him, it's only 19 seconds left in the third quarter, but let's see here. Yeah, that's a foul, Joker. No need for you to cry about that. You got your forearm down in his back, so
It's amazing how these players foul and they just consistently complain when you're obviously putting your hands on the offensive player. It just, I know you want to get away with it, but it's like, no, man. It's like, and the thing is, I don't like those kind of fouls neither because the way you push, like, especially when a player's in the air like that, that could be, it's dangerous. And the thing is, Jokic just have an effect on the game. He has a triple-double, guys. 19 points, I believe it's 11 rebounds and 11 assists. So he's really impacted that ball movement. I think Leonard is having a horrible game defensively more than offensively. I kind of figured he probably might struggle in Game 7. I mean, you obviously got to step up offensively, but I think his defense hasn't been great. Paul George's defense hasn't been good neither, which is why they find themselves down 6. Take it away, D.
All right. So Jamal Murray almost with a 5-second violation. But intense defense by Montrezl Harrell trying to get the steal off Plumlee. No cigar. 11 seconds to shoot. Monte Morris with the ball. Very physical is Jamal Murray and Patrick Beverly. Morris with the ball. Turnaround jumper, Morris. And bounces around and goes in. So the Nuggets will end the third quarter 82-74, 8-point lead. Can the Nuggets hold on to win this game and go to the Western Conference Finals? Or will the Clippers dig in and come back and take it away from them? We shall see. Off to a commercial break.
And guys, this is concerning if you're the Clippers because the Nuggets are now up to 53% from the field and the Clippers are down to 41%. On top of that, the Nuggets were struggling from three worse than the Clippers. The Nuggets hit 6 threes in that third quarter. They finished 6 out of 8 from 3 in the third, and they pushed their three-point percentage up to 36, while the Clippers are down to 32% from the three-point line, which is dangerous. Fortunately for them, they've been able to score in the paint, and it's only an 8-point game. But they lost the game in the third quarter. Now, the question is, like I said before, can the Clippers now come back and finish this game off on the Denver Nuggets? We're going to have to wait and see. The only thing is the Nuggets have not had a double-digit lead in this game, whereas the Clippers have. The Nuggets have been up by as many as 9. So we'll see what the Clippers are made of, man. This is Game 7, fourth quarter. We're going to see what happens.
Yeah, man. Wow. Wow, what does this mean for Doc Rivers if they lose this? Steve Ballmer's going to fire him.
Yeah.
I don't think Ballmer cares about your legacy or, who you are. Steve Ballmer's going to let you go, buddy, if you don't at least make the finals. I think if he doesn't make the finals, I don't even think getting past this game is enough. I think he has to beat the Lakers too and make the finals. If they lose the finals, that's one thing, but they're going to have to get there. I think Doc Rivers is going to get into it.
And guys, make sure you like the video as you guys come in. Also, man, for obviously, for Lewis Sports Network and at Speaking My Sports Talk as well. Okay. Oh, actually, no. Nikola Jokic has got 12 points, 19 rebounds, and 11 assists, and Jamal Murray's got 28 points. He only hit 1 3, and that was in the third quarter. And the thing is, also, Jeremy Grant stepped up and hit some threes, and so did Paul Millsap, because Millsap was scoreless. The problem is, though, Jeremy Grant picked up his 4th foul, and Jokic has got 4. So if Jokic ends up fouling out, that's huge because now you take away his ability to pass out of the post and pass out of the pick and roll, which is going to clog the spacing for the Nuggets. And now Jamal Murray is going to have to be forced to score. And, can Jamal Murray carry that throughout the game if Jokic somehow ends up fouling out? So just to keep that in mind. And by the way, faithful baller, Montrezl Harrell and Kawhi Leonard have the same amount of points, 14. Which is concerning because Paul George is low-key choking again because he's only got 10 points. He's only got 10 points. I mean, the Clippers have a little bit more balance because their bench has actually scored the rock, especially with Montrezl Harrell. He's played huge. But Lou Williams has only got 4 points in 17 minutes of play. That's concerning. That is concerning. Yeah, Doc. What's up, Doc? What's up, Doc? Yeah, look, you got outscored by 10 in the third quarter, and the Nuggets get the ball to start the fourth. All right, so Monte Morris gets the dribble handoff, and we got a foul. Oh, no, we got an offensive foul, and the Clippers will get the ball back. I'm interested in
that foul on. That Porter or Grant?
That might have been Porter, I think.
Yeah.
All right, Patrick Beverly with the ball. Clippers down 8. Let's see what they're made of. Paul George gets open in the corner for 3, but he misses the shot. Rebound is to Torrey Craig. Here comes Jamal Murray. Can the Nugget? Oh, Michael Porter Jr. gets left wide open for 3, and luckily for the Clippers, he missed that shot. Another poor breakdown defensively by the Clippers. Paul George bounces the ball to Montrezl Harrell. Montrezl looking for Paul George. Paul George juggles it. Paul George gets into the paint. Paul George puts it up, but he overshoots a layup and he misses. Already 0 for 2. Kawhi Leonard can't be ducking smoke, and we got a foul on Patrick Beverly. 82-74, early part of the fourth. Kawhi Leonard's got to want this basketball. I mean, the Clippers need to move the ball, but Kawhi's got to have an impact scoring the ball in this game. They can't go down with Kawhi Leonard deciding being back, man. It's not working. All right, Jamal Murray with the ball, being guarded by Montrezl Harrell. Let's see how this matchup goes. Jamal Murray decides to take the one bounce, shoots a jump shot, but he misses the shot. Rebound is to Patrick Beverly. Clippers have got to score here. Nikola Jokic has played 33 minutes, guys. All right, so the ball is passed from JaMychal Green. Kawhi Leonard takes a step-back jumper, but he misses. Clippers already 0 for 3. So here's Jamal Murray. Can the Clippers rely on their defense when their offense isn't falling? That's been their issue in the second half. So let's see if it bites them in the butt or it actually is a turnoff for them. All right, so Mason Plumlee and the Clippers will get the ball back, but the Clippers have got to take advantage of their turnovers. Denver's already turned the ball over 3 times in this quarter. Take it away, D.
Wow, man. It's interesting some of these calls these coaches make. I mean, look like the momentum drew that ball out of bounds, which it wouldn't be Plumlee. Okay, Kawhi Leonard cross-court pass to Michael Green, who drives down that side and tries to get the slam, but he can't. The ball rebounds all the way in the back court to Paul George. Paul George has Jamal Murray on him. Paul George double team, and he throws the ball away. Paul George and Kawhi Leonard are falling apart in this thing. Kawhi Leonard 6 for 16. Paul George is not looking good, and you guys are the 2 superstars, so you get all the blame playing like this, losing this game. Here comes Monte Morris out on the corner. Monte Morris kicks it to Craig. Craig at the top of the key has Patrick Beverly on the defense. Gets it to Michael Porter Jr. 10 seconds to shoot. Over to Mason Plumlee. Plumlee goes down inside, and he gets the pass deflected. Jamal Murray gets it, turn around, dump it, and puts it in. Jamal Murray feeling it. 84-74, a 10-point lead by the Denver Nuggets. It's their largest lead of the game. Kawhi Leonard for 3, and Leonard can't hit. So Paul George can't hit. Leonard can't hit. And the Clippers look like they're in trouble right now, guys. Here comes Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray out on the way. Has JaMychal Green on the defense. Jamal Murray switches up. Montrezl Harrell on the defense. Kicks it to Porter Jr. Porter Jr. goes right down this side, right at Montrezl Harrell, and pulls the foul. So Michael Porter Jr. goes to the line for 2.
Man, the Clippers are in deep, deep, deep trouble. Forget just trouble. Deep, deep, deep trouble. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George picked the wrong time to play this. And Kawhi Leonard actually played well in the first half. It's just right now, he's 2 for 7 after starting 5 for 9. And Paul George is 0 for 3 in this quarter. So, and he's only got 10 points.
Right. I said Clippers better take the dub. And Nick Diaz said Clippers going to lose. I feel you guys.
But and it's an 11-point lead. Michael Porter Jr. makes it 12, 86-74. Something has to be going on in that Clippers locker room for them to be playing this poorly like that. Lou Will taking it all the way to the basket, and he misses another layup. Wow. Another wide open layup. Michael Porter Jr. Patrick Beverly tries to deflect it. Jamal Murray gets the ball back, decides to pull up and shoot the 3, and he knocks it down. And Doc Rivers waits too long, and it's a 15-point game. It's a 15-point game, 8:47 remaining. Oh my goodness.
What the hell is it? Are we in the Twilight Zone right now, guys? Nobody, man. Nobody would expect this. I didn't expect this. I might have called it wrong. My partner Lewis might have called it right. One thing's for sure, the Denver Nuggets are looking good right now.
I said whoever had a double digit in this game, I said that other team was going to pull. There's still plenty of time, but with the way that the Clippers are shooting the ball right now and not defending, it's not looking good for them right now.
No way. Two bold statements. One of them got to be true. Looks like Lewis is looking good on his prediction.
My man, shout out to my man, Jeff Noel. He said, I bet 191 on Denver to try to get back 630. Woo! If they win,
good luck for you. Let's go, Denver. Let's get that man now.
That is some bread, boy. Woo! D. Jefferson, remember on Sunday when I guaranteed that the Nuggets will put the Clippers in the graveyard? Well, it's looking that way right now. They're about to bury them 6 feet under if the Clippers don't wake up.
It's looking bad, man. I can't even lie. It's not. Listen. Here's the thing. Like, I would feel comfortable with the Clippers making some kind of run, but the 2 stars are not looking good, guys. I cannot even expect for Jermichael Green and Landry Shamet, Lou Will, and Patrick Beverly to bring this game back. No, they're going to need at least one of these 2 stars, but both of them are not playing very well right now. And so that smells like trouble for the Clippers, in my opinion.
Right, and like I said, I don't know what Doc told his guys. They looked, again, for the 3rd straight game, they came out, they looked good, and then at some point, they started to look like the same Clippers we've seen the last 2 games, but now they find themselves down 15. Plenty of time, but because usually when Denver was pulling away, it was usually within the last 5 to 6 minutes of the game. Right now, there's about, 8:47 remaining in this game, but the Clippers defense has just looked too shaky. Too shaky for them to make a comeback. But like I said, we'll see what these guys are made of. Now, what role are the referees going to play if they play? We'll see. But we'll see what happens. We'll definitely see what happens with the last 8:47.
Oh, I got my man over here. Oh, my bad, Lewis. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I got my man over here, Triple J. He said, let's go Nugs. And I got Soccer Training Club. He said, let's go Clips. So we got a rivalry going on over here. Nuggets fan and a Clips fan. I'm going to tell you, Soccer Training Club is not looking good for your Clippers right now. I picked them to win after they went up by 10. That was my prediction. But I might be wrong here, man.
Man, it's looking crazy. Kawhi Leonard is going to get – man, the Clippers have the most seasons without a conference finals appearance, 49, and that's current. The Hornets have 30. The Columbus Blue Jackets got 19, and the Pelicans and the Texans have 18. That's because they've never gotten there. But now they have the Hornets. But, man, the Clippers are not getting – all those teams have never gotten there. Let's see what happens. Patrick Beverly with the ball. Gives the ball to Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi, it's time. Put up or shut up. You too, PG. Kawhi Leonard. He's got Torrey Craig on him. Starts to face a double, then gets in the post, faces another double, gives it to Paul George. Paul George drives. Now he's passing inside to Jermichael Green, puts up the fake, and he draws the foul. Like I said, guys, let's see what the refs are going to do. No, the game's not over yet.
No. Plenty of time.
Yeah, like G-Money says, it's until the buzzer is done. If it's to the point that the Clippers can't come back, then we say it's over, but we'll see.
Triple J said Clippers might need Jesus on their team, and they still might not come back.
MTG says, I need the refs to cheat us to victory. Look at that, guys. Paul George is 4 of 12, and Kawhi Leonard 6 of 19. And remember, guys, Kawhi Leonard got off to a very good start in this game, and he has mightily struggled. He's only 2 of 10 after starting 5 for 9. So, all right, man. So Monte Morris looks like Jamal Murray's in the game. Jokic has got 4 fouls. Here comes Jamal Murray, dribbles the ball. Patrick Beverly picks his pocket. He gets a steal, and he brings it back. gives it to Lou Will. Lou Will kicks it out to an open George, shoots a three-pointer, but he misses the shot. Kawhi Leonard was calling for the ball, saying he was open, but George takes a three. He misses. Jamal Murray brings the ball up slowly, brings it up to the right side, gets a switch with Lou Will, sets the pick and roll with Mason Plumlee, but then has to give it back out to Jeremy Grant. Jeremy Grant dribbles on Patrick Bev. Pat Bev, oh, beautiful block by Pat Bev. Jeremy Grant puts it up, he can't hit. Michael Porter Jr. gets the recovery. But once again, good Clippers defense actually right there. Kawhi Leonard with the steal. Kawhi Leonard puts it up. Wow, Kawhi Leonard, what the hell was that, bro? And listen, Mike Malone is going to call a timeout.
You know what? Good no call on Kawhi Leonard because it was a foul on the other end. I mean, I think that was Mason Plumlee literally got pushed out of bounds, bro. And that's why I was about to go off. So good no call. Good no call.
Yep, that score is accurate, Michelle's daughter. Yep, that score is accurate. 89-76, and Denver has the ball with 7 minutes remaining. You just get, I remember when I put that video out, guys, I said that the Clippers might win, but you get that funny feeling that when I put that video out. You know, that video got a lot of views. I remember D was telling me about it when I did the video. And people were saying that I just said that with the way that this is a very funky season with everything that's going on because things are not normal. But my thing is I also said that this is what the players asked for. If they wanted to, they could have not played. They really could have forced change. So they had that opportunity. They blew it. They chose. I see D dancing to the music.
I like it, baby.
Gotta give you that island flavor right now, right here in the Louis Sports Network.
Hey man, they having a good time over here on Figure Line Sports Talk. The Nuggets and the Clippers fan going back and forth. Soccer Training Club said, Jesus, please excuse Triple J. He doesn't know what he's done or saying.
Yeah.
Oh, man. The Nuggets and the Heat were my dark horse teams as well. Yep. There we go, buddy. Let's see if we can get those in the finals, Triple J.
No, you definitely got it. Jermaine made a very nice point. We got to tip our hat to the Denver Nuggets. We have to tip our hat to the Denver Nuggets.
Right. You got to put buckets in. You have to play well, too. Just because another team is playing bad, you could be playing bad as well. We've seen that before. Two teams not really playing that well. So, but the Nuggets are doing their job. It's the Clippers that slip it up. So, give a shout out to the Nuggets. Also, the Nuggets have stepped up on the defense in these past 3 games. I mean, they've stepped up tremendously on the defensive end. And that has a lot to do with why they've come back on the Clippers and look good for completing the 3-1 deficit gap.
And as G Money says, he's right. You know, they are up and we got to tip our hat. But G Money's right. You got to finish this game. You can't let up at any moment. It's just this. I know the Clippers have struggled, but if they got another run, if somehow they can, you don't, because if you're the Nuggets also, you don't want to blow a 13-point lead, you know, with the momentum you have, because that's not, because yeah, we could say that the Nuggets, you know, they earned the respect, but it's like, yo, you got a chance to go to the Western Conference Finals and knock off a team that was predicted to be a championship caliber contender. This team had championship aspirations in the Clippers. All the moves that they made, all the hype that they got around the season, people predicting the Lakers and the Clippers to be in the conference finals. And what happens? They get knocked off blowing a 3-1 lead. And this will be the second time that it's happened in franchise history. Look at that. Kawhi Leonard, 6 of 20. Paul George, 4 of 13. Jokic has only got 8 shots, but he hasn't had to worry because Jamal Murray has scored 33 points. All right, man. So Jamal Murray with the basketball. We're back. Clippers are 0 of 8 from the 3-point line. All right, and Jokic takes it up and he misses the shot. Who's going to get the ball? And the Nuggets will keep the ball.
Wow.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's right. The Nuggets don't have, not the Nuggets, sorry. The Clippers, they don't have a field goal yet in this fourth quarter. I just forgot they're 0 for 8. Not looking good for the Clips, man. Jamal Murray can't find anybody. Finally gets it to Jokic in the corner. being guarded by Jermichael Green, gets in post position, left block, kicks it out to Harris, but good rotation by Lou Will, and good defense by Kawhi Leonard, and Jokic has to throw it up. That's the best Clipper defense I've seen pretty much all game. That defense needed to be there from the start. Anyway, Jermichael Green with the basketball, then gives the ball to Kawhi Leonard. Again, man, 6 for 19, you can make it up. Kawhi Leonard fakes it, gives it to Marcus Morris. He can't hit the three. Take it away, D.
All right, man. Here comes Jamal Murray. The Clippers cannot get a bucket. Who would have ever thought? Almost 6 minutes into the fourth quarter and no bucket. Jamal Murray at the top of the key, double team. Kicks it over to Joker. Joker taking his time, 5 seconds to shoot, and foul. Oh, deflected. That looked like a foul. These referees, referees want the Clippers to get back in, but I don't think the Clippers want to get back in. So 4.1 seconds to shoot. And Jeremy Grant gets it in the Joker. Joker shoots the three right over top of Paul George, and he hits the front of the rim, but no cigar. Kawhi Leonard comes with the rebound. Leonard kicks it out to Markieff Morris. Over to Lou Will. Jermichael Green for three. And Jermichael Green can't hit. So another miss. A full 6 minutes by the Clippers, and they've gone scoreless. Oh, unbelievable. Here is Jamal Murray. Gets it down in the Joker. 13 points. A double team and a nice.
It's an and one.
It was a foul on the pass. So Markieff Morris fouled him on the pass. So 14 seconds back on the shot clock. And the Nuggets is retaining possession. Take it away, Lewis.
Oh, man. The Clipper fans trying to cheer, but they're looking a little bit disdained right now. Kawhi's being way too passive. Jamal Murray shoots a three-pointer, but it rims out. Rebound, Jermichael Green. Gives the ball to Pat Bev. Pat Bev with the ball. He dumps it right inside to Paul George. Paul George in the post. On Murray. Goes up. Fakes. Can't find anybody. Oh, and he turns it over. Gary Harris, step through, takes a shot, and he scores, and it's a 17-point lead. 15-point lead, sorry. 91-76 is the score. All right, Patrick Beverly with the basketball. The Clippers have not scored a field goal yet in this quarter. 2 free throws by Jermichael Green. That's all the Clippers have got, and we're near 7 minutes. Kawhi Leonard just dribbling. Shoots the shot. He can't hit, but finally Jermichael Green puts the ball in the basket for the first score of the fourth quarter for the first field goal. 91-78. This is crazy, guys. I didn't think the Clippers would struggle this bad like that. Man, that's crazy. All right, it's a 13-point game. Denver's only 3 of 12 in the quarter, but the Clippers can't take advantage. And Jokic puts it up, and he puts it in, and he got fouled on that play. I cannot believe they didn't call it foul.
They're not calling fouls. They're not calling them. They're letting these guys play, so I would get a little rough if that's the case. Like
Kawhi Leonard shoots a step back three. Kawhi don't want it. Jermichael Green, Marcus Morris. They give it to Paul George for 3. Oh my God. Oh my God. This game I think is gonna end, man.
It's mental. I got it. It's mental. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George are mentally breaking apart right now in front of my eyes. Steve Ballmer.
Steve Ballmer got that look on his face. Oh man.
I'm firing everyone.
The Clippers have been mentally defeated. I also said that they lack leadership because they don't have a vocal leader. The Clippers are quitting right before my eyes. It's like I said before, you cannot have it. You can't decide to play when you want it easy. Even when times are bad, even the championship teams figure out a way to bounce back. Yeah. And the Clippers and listen, man, the Clippers just showed to me that they just proved, man, with all that talent, they're not a championship team. I think Greg Popovich would get more out of this team than Doc Rivers would. I'm sorry, I hate to say it, man, but it's the truth. Pop would not love the constant one-on-one because I don't know what Doc is telling these guys, but they're not moving the ball, and the shot selection is just terrible. This is a mentally weak team. Coming into this season, I didn't think that would be the case. I thought that they would prove me wrong, and I said that they looked like they were gonna show some strength, but Listen, man. Hey, man, I take my lumps. I thought the Clippers would make a deep playoff run because I thought it'd be a different year. But listen, I'm gonna eat crow. I'll be a man about it in that minute. I'm sorry, man. The Nuggets have shown to be the mentally tougher team. They have been the mentally tougher team. Look at that. The Clippers are 8 of 37 in the second half, guys. They were 9 of 36 in Game 6. So Jokic loses the ball out of bounds. I just don't know if the Clippers can score that fast in that amount of time. I've seen crazy stuff, man.
Crazy. This is absolutely crazy. And they're losing like this. And the Denver Nuggets have 19 turnovers, and they're this far down. Unbelievable. It's another no call on the foul. But they cut it down to 13, guys. Now, it is not over. It is not over. The Clippers could come alive at any minute. 3 minutes, 39 seconds is a lot of time. Jamal Murray with the ball. Jamal Murray has arrowed on him. Gets it over to Joker. Joker, 7 seconds to shoot. Gives it back to Murray. Murray can't hit with the photo, but Jeremy Grant chases down the offensive rebound. Gives him another chance. Back to Murray. Inside to Joker.
That was a foul, man. I thought about
a nice pass by Joker again. That's in Jeremy Grant cutting to the lane, and Grant will go to the line for 2. Oh, actually, no, loose ball foul. So 14 seconds back on the shot clock. Clippers keep the possession. And this is bad for, Nuggets keep the possession. That time being drained is bad for the Clippers. Jamal Murray with the ball out on the wing. Kawhi on the passes it to the Joker. Joker. Foul by Paul George. And that put them in the penalty time. Joker will go to the line for 2. It is looking grim for the Clippers right now.
Let me get this straight. And Jay mentioned this right now. So Jay said during stoppage, as Joker knocks down the free throw, and we got a 14-point game. During stoppage, the rumors was that the Clippers wanted to go home headed up by Kawhi Leonard. Clippers quit, Kawhi quit. The pussification of the Clippers. This is why I'm not giving the Clippers a pass. You guys decided to play. You guys could have chose not to. You guys could have made change. You chose to play and you quit. Just put it that way. You quit. I don't know what Doc is telling you guys, but you could just see on the floor, all you guys put together, you guys are a mentally weak team. Mentally weak. And it's crazy because you let a lot of Clipper fans down. They had high hopes for this team. Montrezl kicks it out to Paul George, shoots a three-pointer, but he can't hit. And Paul George, again, Nick Wright is dancing right now because for once, he's right. He's right. Coming from a Raptors fan, I hope Miami sweeps the Celtics, and I hope Hero gets a ring. I really like how he plays. All right, cool. Shout out to McDre. They quit, man. And we got a 3. I think that was a 3-pointer that was hit. Yep, that was a 3-pointer hit. 98-8.
Murray.
36 big points. This game is over. And Kawhi Leonard just threw the ball and just quit and threw it to Grant. Yeah, the Clippers are done. Now they're officially done. This is a wrap. Doc Rivers.
Wow.
Doc Rivers.
Wow.
Doc Rivers.
I'm saying they're not beating the Clippers. They are freaking punishing the Clippers right now. This is a punishment, guys. This is a game 7 for the Western Conference Finals. And the Clippers, the number 3 team in the league, are down. Down right now, guys. At 20 points. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Wow, what a choke job.
Soccer Training Club, Lewis says, top 3 coaches right now. Nick Nurse, Popovich, Brad Stevens. Not excluding Frank Vogel. Feedback. I think Vogel should be excluded because he's just getting, just getting started. I do like the list of your top 3 coaches, though. I don't think that's a bad list, Soccer Training Club. What do you think, Lewis?
Nah, that was actually a good selection by Soccer Training Club. I actually can't really go wrong with that one. Those were very good choices by him. And shout out to McDre. Appreciate you, coming through the channel, man. He says, great channel, by the way, and I'm new. Appreciate that, man. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you guys haven't, for both Lewis and D, Speaking My Sports Talk and Lewis Sports Network. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. OKC's looking good right now because the Clippers gave up all those picks to get Paul George, and that was to convince Kawhi to come. So now the Clippers are going to go 50 seasons without reaching the conference finals. And Montrezl Harrell makes the basket too little, too late. And I'm not upset at Montrezl Harrell because he's a role player. It's the two superstar, I should say star, Paul George, and your supposed superstar, Kawhi Leonard. All this credit that this guy got last year for beating a Golden State team. And I remember that there's a lot of bandwagon fans out there because they cheered Kawhi Leonard when they knocked off the Warriors because how the league could not stand him. And in 1 year, everybody has turned around and they flipped the switch on Kawhi Leonard. Why? It's because of things like this. All this hype that they got. And look at it now.
Hey, Triple J said, from now on, don't ever compare or say that Leonard is better than LeBron. Don't do it. Hey, I'm going to tell you something. For the LeBron fans, I think actually Triple J, he might have a point. Because I've been saying this. You can't call Kawhi the best because he doesn't play enough. You can say he's one of the best players, but he doesn't play enough. Now falling apart in this finals like this, man, I'm not going to argue that, soccer training club.
Man.
Triple J, I'm sorry.
Nah, Kawhi Leonard's even better than LeBron. LeBron is still running from the grind. Kawhi's still better. Listen, man, the Lakers are enjoy. We glad Kawhi left, man. We don't need you in Toronto. I still got Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard, what he just proved to me is that Kawhi Leonard, to me, just moved himself down to a top 10 player. And now Max Kellerman, he said today that if the Clippers don't win, he has to shut up about Kawhi Leonard. Well, Max Kellerman has to shut up now. He can't talk nothing about Kawhi Leonard. And damn, Stephen A. Smith was actually right. Nick Wright was actually right. Shannon Sharp is a little more objective than both of those guys, but I know Shannon is D-Rod and Braun so bad just because of the whole Jordan thing, but still, Shannon Sharp was right. Now, my question is Skip don't come to work, and Paul George misses another three. Paul George is just not a mentally strong player. He got all that credit for making the conference finals, but Paul George in an elimination game, he chokes again.
And you got to call this, I don't care what anyone says. It has to be called a choke. It has to be called a choke.
No.
Here's the thing. Real quick. This is the thing, guys. Yeah. The Denver Nuggets has 20 turnovers. 20 turnovers. And they're up. Oh, Montrezl Harrell with the mean dunk inside.
Kawhi, don't make that face. Dude, you didn't come to play. You wanted to leave the bubble. Seriously? And you chose to play. I honestly believe that the Clippers, they were a little bit overhyped, but I just think they didn't want to come to this bubble. And the fact that I'm hearing that Kawhi and them didn't want to, there's no excuses because you guys chose to play. You guys chose to play because at the end of the day, the NBA is a business after all. So you chose to play. There's no excuses. Congratulations to the Denver Nuggets. And shout out to Jamal Murray, guys. 36 big points. He struggled most of the series. But remember, he came alive in the second half in games 5 and 6. So he got going. He was there from start to finish. And Jokic, and what kind of foul was that, Pat? Really good.
Did you see the pass, though?
Yeah, that was a great pass.
The pass by the Joker. And it looks like Patrick Beverly is hurt. But not sure how much it matters.
It don't matter at this point.
No, he got hit in the nose, but that was his fault anyway, to tell you the truth.
The Los Angeles Clippers ought to be ashamed of themselves, man.
There's no look pass behind. Is the best passing center that I have seen. Since Brad Daugherty?
Probably. That pass was so good that they had Torrey Craig and Gary Harris talking about it.
Look at these two. Look at them.
Look at them. 0-8 with chance to clinch the conference final. Yo, shout out to G Money. G Money, you was right, bro. You just don't trust the Clips. Lou Will was right. Lou, listen. Dame Lillard, he about to have a roll session on Pat Bev. Whew. And Paul. Oh, this is what makes Paul George idiotic. You know why? Too little, too late, Lou Will. Lou Will only has 7 points. Thinking about those wings too much. Check this out. Paul George was saying he ain't no James Harden. You're damn right you know James Harden, but you should say you like James Harden because in an elimination game, you struggled again.
Yeah.
And you're going home like James Harden in the second round, so you can't talk about James Harden. You can't even talk about Damian Lillard because once again, you do another choke job. And ladies and gentlemen, G Money's right again. The Denver Nuggets, man, make their first conference finals appearance in 11 years since 2009. That was when my man, the Mellow Man, was entering his prime with a Chauncey Billups that was still playing productive basketball. And salute to the Denver Nuggets. I call them the comeback kids. Down 3-1 against the Jazz, against the Clippers. They come back and they upset them. And I think the Clips didn't want to play anymore because they wanted to go home. But Doc Rivers, man, the third 3-1 series in your career, and you blew it. You blew it.
Yeah, and look, man, Triple J says they gave Leonard praise for beating an injured Warriors team last year, but didn't give LeBron props for taking an injured calf team to 6 games versus a healthy Warriors team. Let me tell you something, Triple J, I'm with you all the way on that because I always debate people about this. If they would have beat the Warriors with Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson in there, and I always talk about that Cavs victory too. Like nobody talks about the fact that the Cavs was beat up, in that championship. So, hey man, good comment, Triple J. I'm with you on that. We don't have a lot of people that agree with us, but I'm with you.
Well, guys, also, this is a huge stain on Kawhi Leonard, and you know why? Because Kawhi Leonard was getting the credit for, what happened in 2014 with San Antonio, what just happened last year with Toronto. People were saying, the fact that Kawhi was ending dynasties out here, and then you come and you choke a 3-1 lead to the Denver Nuggets. And in Game 7, you only scored 14 points. 2 points in the second half, and you went 2 of 12. Paul George, you committed 4 fouls, and you went 4 of 16 in an elimination game. So now what you guys did was you gave the media a lot of material for them to talk about, man. So Doc Rivers is going to get fired.
Yeah.
And I think Paul George is not worth the investment now that you look at his career, because he's just not consistent when you need him to. Paul George is not consistent when you need him to. Paul George is now really showing more and more now that he is just a regular season player. And it's showing. It's showing.
I wanted to listen. I think I'm going to say this. I think the Nuggets take the Lakers out.
You think so?
I think the Nuggets take the Lakers out. Will Barton's coming back, man.
True. That's right.
They just set another record as well. No team in NBA history has come back from 2 3-1 deficits in the same playoffs. They have done it twice. No team has ever done that. I think they take the Lakers out.
And guys, check this out. Jamal Murray is the second youngest player in NBA history to have a 40-point game in a Game 7. I mean, the thing with Tom Brady is, Lakers fan, it's one game. Like I said, Nick Wright, he just slurps LeBron so much, but he was right on the Clippers, so I got to give him credit. It's just the Clippers didn't look right. They wanted to go home, and now they go home. So they played like they didn't want to be here. They didn't play one. They played like they didn't want to be here. So
Freddie G stepped in the building. He said, "What I tell y'all? What I tell y'all?" Yeah, Freddie. Dang, man. What's up,
like I said, hey man, like I said, man, I eat crow, bro. I don't duck smoke. Freddie G told y'all, and Freddie G told us, and he did. So did G Money. G Money said it too. He didn't trust the Clippers.
I'm betting. Sorry, I'm a bet it, cousin. I'm putting money on it right now. I'm gonna do it tonight. He said he don't think so. I'm telling you right now. Listen, I think they beat the Lakers. I'm gonna tell you right now.
And I'm sorry, man, for those who want to compare Kawhi Leonard to MJ and Kobe just because of game and stuff like that. Kawhi Leonard just need to be Kawhi Leonard right now because after what just happened, he don't need to be worrying about being compared to nobody, man. I'm sorry. It's just not.
And I want to know all those sports announcers on now that was talking that Kawhi Jordan nonsense.
Yep. Kendrick Perkins and all them dudes.
0 points in the freaking fourth quarter in a playoff game. Never. I want to hear nothing about Kawhi Jordan.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm telling you, man, that's why I say these new age fans, Lewis, it's a lot of these new age fans. They take it too far with these new age players. You start telling me Kawhi Jordan, start talking about this guy, they start talking about Dame Harden, comparing to Jordan because of the way he was scoring, and this fool falls apart. Y'all never seen Jordan fall apart like that in the playoffs when he's going toward the finals. You know why? Because he's 6 for 6, perfect. But that's not a Jordan. That Jordan didn't do that. Like, stop comparing these guys because the league has changed. It's easier to score in this league. This is what you people have to think about, and not you guys in the chat, but I'm talking about these new age fans with these narratives. They have to think about the fact that the league has changed. It's easier to score, okay? It's easier to score because it's rougher to play defense in this era. You could, the hand checked in the little small bumps, hands was literally a part of the ball back then. No, it's not none of that in this day's game. So when you think about that and you start trying to put these guys over the likes of Larry Bird, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Michael Jordan, Hakeem Olajuwon, no, they're gonna have to do and show and prove. I always say about LeBron's stats. Okay, his stats are great. Great stats, LeBron. But if they amount to, you can have a bunch of stats, but if it doesn't amount to championships, then you have a problem there.
Well, here's the thing, man. Look, Kawhi is my favorite player, but I never say he was an all-time great. I've been consistent in the chat when I say this. Kawhi Leonard does not have the cumulative statistics to be even called an all-time great. And Kawhi Leonard is, 29 years old? Yeah, and he's not even close to 10,000 points yet, or he just barely got there? Kawhi's not an all-time great. See, I blame the people in Connecticut up there, the worldwide, who what they do is they go off on so many narratives that they hype some of these players up that don't deserve all that hype. And Kawhi is not about the media, so it's like it's always been like that with him. So it's nothing new. He got the hype again for what happened, for what he did against Golden State. And I said that because Golden State was the most hated team in the league. And the thing was, they wanted Kevin Durant, the one to be gone, because before that, Kevin Durant was getting the hate for his move to go to Golden State. So that's the thing. So, like I said, man, it's crazy. But listen, man.
Collapse, bro. That was a mental collapse. It's just a pure mental collapse. Both star players, just nothing in the fourth quarter. Unbelievable. Nothing. Did either of them score in the fourth quarter?
Who?
Paul George and Kawhi.
No, Paul George went scoreless in the fourth. And Kawhi Leonard didn't score neither. They both went scoreless.
That's insane, bro. And that's what I'm saying. 20 turnovers by the Denver Nuggets. 20 turnovers. How do you lose like this and the team has 20 turnovers? Unbelievable.
Yo, you know what? G Money mentioned something. If the Nuggets win it all, this might be the best run ever. Well, here's the thing, Freddie G. Kawhi can't lock up Bron because he didn't even make it. so he didn't make it. The reason it was being said was because it was predicted those guys were gonna meet, but it didn't happen. So
I don't mean no harm, but he knows his sports is gonna make the "You Idiot" segment twice this week. I gotta give it to him because I already gave it to him for that tank that Gary Russell foolery. But I heard his videos. He's calling everybody stupid and calm down. And you know how he gets overzealous sometimes. And y'all stupid, calm down. Clippers are gonna do this to the Nuggets, do that to the Nuggets. Well, you idiot. What do you see now? Because, bro, oh man, I'm telling you. I seen Lewis, both of us seen this after that second game. We both seen this. We was like, this don't look good for the Clippers. And you said it first. You was like, this don't look good for the Clippers. And this was 2 games back, guys. Lewis called it out. He was like, this just don't look good for the Clippers. And I came around after that third game. I said, you might be right.
yeah, no. Here's the thing about Doc Rivers, and Doc Rivers has been riding that one championship he won in Boston. But Doc Rivers cannot coach a team full of stars. Can't coach a star team. His team has to be a veteran team or a young team, and that's when he looks good. But to be honest, when it comes to trying to coach a superstar team with a superstar player, Doc really shows his overratedness, in my personal opinion. Like I said, you take a Pat Riley, you take a Greg Popovich, you take a Phil Jackson, Paul George and Kawhi Leonard aren't going to play like that the way they play. And like I said, man, the Nuggets. But let's see, can they knock off the Lakers? Because remember, the Lakers they have more rest than the Nuggets. But remember, the Nuggets have momentum. They have momentum against Utah. They had momentum. They got the momentum against the Clippers. And now they're going in the Western Conference Finals. And that's going to be an interesting matchup now. Jokic against AD. That's going to be interesting. And like D said, Will Barton is coming back. That's a big piece right there. So the Lakers are going to have to deal with the depth of the guards. So that is going to be interesting. That is going to be interesting. Remember, there is no Avery Bradley. I think Avery Bradley would have been good for a series like this to kind of offset what they got coming off that bench. But remember what I said, guys, that if the Clippers lose, that this was an epic collapse. This is worse than 2015. It's worse. It's worse than 2015. All that hype, all the hype the Clippers got going into the season, all that hype.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Amazing.
Lou Will only scored 7 points, and Lou Will missed 6 wide open layups in this game. Wide open. Paul George, 4 for 16 in an elimination game. For the 3rd time in 4 years, you choke again. It don't matter about that 36 points that you scored in Game 5 in the elimination game against Portland. Y'all got sent home packing when y'all were the favorites. So, man, oh man. Kawhi Leonard cannot be compared to a Kobe Bryant. Kawhi Leonard cannot be compared to a Michael Jordan, because for people who are saying this now, and it's true that the Nuggets are a young team. And remember, and G-Money's been on the money, and I got to give him a lot of credit. Remember last year, they lost a Game 7 to the Portland Trailblazers. They come back and they beat a Clippers team that by many, and myself included, thought that they were going to make a deep playoff run. The Nuggets have a deep team, and they're young. So Jermaine made a great point. They're young. And salute to Doug Banks in the building, man. Make sure y'all go subscribe to Doug Banks' channel, man.
What's up, Doug? SSB says this has to be top 5 in NBA teams collapsing.
I would agree with that.
That might be a good video, but SSB, I definitely would agree with that because, I mean, I could think back as much as I've been watching basketball, as far as back as I can remember. And at least in my era, without doing some analytics on it, shit, I would say top 3, pardon my French, but I would say top 3 biggest collapses. Like, that was just massive, bro. That was a massive collapse. They fell all the way apart. And when your superstar and your star player don't show up at all in the fourth quarter, wow, man.
So, I don't want to hear it anymore. Paul George is a playoff choker. I don't want to hear what anybody says. Oh, but he went to the Eastern Conference Finals. This ain't about what you did in the past. This is about what you've done for me lately. And lately, I'm sorry. And listen, man. Wait, what's you Banks making? That ain't what's up, dog. Wait, what's he talking about? Oh, don't forget. Yeah. That's right. They are young and energetic. I agree. Yeah, Doc has 3 series, man. Yeah, I was saying it before the show. Listen, guys, if you look at the video that I put before this, if you look at the video that I put before this one, not the Mike D'Antoni one, but the one where I said about Doc Rivers, there's a meme that I put, and on that picture, it showed the amount of series that Doc's teams had been up and they've blown. He's blown 2-0 leads. He's blown 3-2 leads, and he's blown 3-3-1 leads. 3. And he's only got 1 championship.
That's unbelievable. I'm still shocked.
And shout out to Lakers fan. He said it. Doc Rivers lost the locker room. And I said that something internally is going on. Doc Rivers needs, I think Doc Rivers kind of held his job a little too long, if you ask me, because I'm sorry, man.
Doc, I don't think Steve Ballmer trying to hear that, buddy.
No, I'm sorry. The Houston Rockets were not going to beat the Clippers. No, that's an even dumber thing than the Clippers. I'm sorry. No, they wouldn't have lost to that team. No, the Houston Rockets.
I see them taking the Rockets out 4 games.
The Rockets. G-Money, the Rockets would have had to play exactly like the Nuggets played in order for them to knock the Clippers. And they got even 2 dumber players in Russell Westbrook and James Harden. So that's and Mike D'Antoni, no. Mr. Pringle, man, no. Listen, Doc Rivers may be overrated, but if there's somebody who's even more overrated than Doc Rivers, it's Mike D'Antoni. This guy's already getting a head coaching job, possibly for Philadelphia, after parting ways with the Houston Rockets. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? The Sixers better stay away from them, man, if they know what's good for them. Brett Brown didn't work, and you think Mike D'Antoni's gonna work? He's gonna let them beat and Simmons do what they want. That's not that. Those guys need discipline, man. They need discipline. You look at a Paul George. Look at that. Kawhi Leonard mentally broke. So Kawhi, you get to go home, buddy. You can go be a fun guy with your wife and kids. You can be a fun guy. Oh my God, the memes are gonna be flowing like crazy tonight for the Clippers. Woo! Like crazy. Oh yeah, Mike D is the most overrated, man. Shout out to my man Chris Wedge in the building.
Chris Wedge, what's up?
Good morning to you, Snack King, Dr. D, and Brother Lou, man. Thank you for a great broadcast, man. Oh, today's your birthday? Happy birthday, Chris Wedge. Happy birthday. Oh, no, the NBA doesn't think he's overrated, but he's already getting these job opportunities. I told you, look how quickly Luke Walton got the Lakers job after coaching the Warriors to a 39-2 record. And even when he got fired from the Lakers, Sacramento got him in less than 2 days. Not even 48 hours, and they picked him up. And you see what's going on over there in Sacramento. Another dumpster fire.
That's crazy, man. Kawhi Leonard, here's another thing we got to think about, guys. SC Wavy, what's good? Look, there's something else we got to think about. Steve Ballmer and that organization, they're in a hole, man. They are in a hole because they just paid Kawhi Leonard and Paul George $38 billion, $34 million. Check this out, guys. Their stock has dropped tremendously, both of them. After this collapse, after that mental break, their stock has dropped tremendously. So what the hell are the Clippers and Ballmer going to do with those guys now? Because they're going to take it up the tailpipe trying to get rid of them. I'm telling you now. They're in trouble.
Remember when everybody was saying, especially that Max Kellerman talking about Kawhi is the human cyborg? Well, his parts pretty much got dismantled and he didn't bring any replacement parts to be able to play well. And here's the thing, man. Remember what the Clippers invested. They traded away 3 first-rounders to get Paul George in that trade. And like D said, they put themselves, their stock just dropped because Kawhi Leonard and Paul George proved, they just showed you that they can't even play big in big games. The fact that they collapsed from a 3-1 lead is kind of looking like now other players are kind of looking at like, can I trust these two in a big game? Because look, Miami's getting it done without a superstar. The Denver Nuggets, they're getting it done without a big superstar neither. They just knocked off the Clippers. So the Boston Celtics, we don't know what Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are going to really be. Jason Tatum really just became an all-star, but is he a superstar? We don't know that yet. And Boston's in the Eastern Conference Finals. But the Clippers, arguably the deepest team in the league, and they gone.
SSB made a good point here too. And I also had this question. He said the Clippers have no leaders on their team. Both the Spurs and the Raps had good leadership in their organization. Kawhi Leonard's leadership is questionable to me. I said this before too, bro. I said that before too. You gotta question his leadership because I'll be honest. Lowry, I think was the leader last season. Although Kawhi was the better player, I think Lowry was the leader of that team last season, and he's proven to be the leader this season. And yeah, we have to question Kawhi Leonard's leadership because if you're the guy on that team, you're the superstar player. You have to show some type of leadership. Well, you mentally broke down and fell apart.
No, D, I can answer that question for you very easily. Kawhi Leonard's not a leader because as a leader, you got to show leadership comes in many different forms. You either show it by example on the floor or you decide to be vocal. When I look at this Clippers team, they don't have a vocal leader. It's kind of like everybody's they're doing their own thing. So there's really nobody to hold guys accountable. There's nobody that brings them together it's like they don't know how to deal with adversity. They don't know how to play through when things go wrong. So that was the Clippers' problem. And you saw that when things went wrong, they folded. They didn't come together. There was nobody on the team that could bring those guys together and say, guys, we're still in this. We're struggling right now. But let's get it together. It's like what Lakers fans said. Doc Rivers lost the locker room. Because for them to play this bad and collapse this bad, listen, Doc Rivers is not making the plays on the court, but I don't know what he's saying, but it's obviously not getting through the clip. It's not getting through the team. So he has to go because it's whatever he's preaching, it's not working. Because if they play this bad, it tells me that they quit on their coach and they quit on themselves. I'm sorry. Kawhi Leonard is not a leader. And like I said, I still like Kawhi's game, but now what I have to question with him is are you just a regular season player? Because remember all this hype you got in the playoff wins you got in 2014 when you were with the Spurs against the Heat. And then in 2019 when you got traded to Toronto and had a whole city on your back and you quote unquote lead them. But like D said, I think that Kyle Lowry played better because of how calm Kawhi was. But I think Kyle Lowry to me shows that even he's a better leader than Kawhi Leonard. And Kyle Lowry is not the level of a player that Kawhi Leonard is. But the thing is, you don't have to be to show leadership. You don't have to be. But from your best player, you got to find a way to lead. And Kawhi Leonard just didn't do that.
Not at all.
And like I said, you don't hear me. Cool. Like I said, I'm a Kawhi fan, but I got to call it how I see it. The Clippers flat out quit. And it's embarrassing because of what they just showed to their fans, man.
Wow.
The two superstars didn't show up. And like I said, everybody gets to they get to go home now. They don't got to worry about this. They can watch it on TV on the bubble. They can do what they got to do. Paul George was showing bad signs already when he was saying that he was uncomfortable being here. And Jay was mentioning it in the chat. I mean, I don't consider Bron the leader neither, to be honest. It's like, the thing is, if y'all see the truth, LeBron does a lot of front running. Is he a great player? Yes. I told you, he's in my top 10 all-time greatest players list. It's just people get upset when I don't have him in the top 5 or the greatest. And I'm like, that's my opinion. And I've always said this before. Lists are subjective. What matters is where you have him in terms of the quote-unquote pantheon of greatness. But like I said before, LeBron does a lot of front running. Come on, man. Even Stephen A. Snitch said it himself. LeBron being the greatest, that ship sailed a long time ago. And I said this many times. No matter how many, even if LeBron wins the title this year, it still puts him at 4-6, which means you've lost 60% of the finals that you've played in. That would have put LeBron at 10 finals, and he still has 6 losses. So that's 60%. So it improves, but it doesn't improve much. So yeah, LeBron could win the championship. That's all fine and good. I mean, like that doesn't, like, that's not making me lose sleep at night if LeBron wins the title. Like, doesn't matter.
And all of those stats, man, I just always say that they're disrespecting so many players, just shooting LeBron up to number 2 just because of these freaking seasonal stats, bro. Like, what are y'all doing? Like, how do y'all just shove him over top of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? How do you do that? How do you just shove him over top of Larry Bird? How do you just shove him over top of Kobe Bryant? Why? Because he got a bunch of stats during the season? To me, that's what it amounts to. He has a bunch of stats, but they did not equate to championships. So how do you just toss him above these guys? Because he ruins, listen, in my opinion, LeBron James and his style of play, if you're a point guard, you're not going to really be able to play your game with him on the court. Like, so he kind of kills that point guard position. And if you're going to kill the point guard position, then you got to win some chips on that. Not just pack up a lot of stats during the season and say, oh, he's close to Kareem, he's close to Jordan. But to me, he's not close to them because he doesn't have these things. And this is what puts him away from those guys. And so I don't know, man. I don't know. LeBron James, I have him in my top 10, but he's at the bottom, like he's 9 or 10. Like, you know, I will have to look at it again. I had him in my top 10 for a minute, but just to shove him past the likes of Kobe, Shaq, Wilt, Russell, Kareem, and to talk about him in the likes of Jordan, no, LeBron is just not there yet.
Listen, look, I don't think Jokic is a superstar. I think he's a great player, and I think he's an all-star. But he doesn't bring superstar to me. There's moments where I think Murray has played more of a superstar than even Nikola Jokic. Jokic to me is just he's a really good all-around player, but he doesn't scream out superstar to me because there's moments where Jokic doesn't really he doesn't give me that superstar feel. Like I think he's a great player, but I think he's an all-star. I think Jokic is an all-star, not a superstar for me. Murray's not a superstar neither, but I'm saying there's moments in this bubble that Murray's he's played like a superstar at a superstar level. He's made big plays. Jokic has too, don't get me wrong. But Murray has really put this team on his back with his scoring prowess. And if you look at Murray's scoring, it's had impact. I mean, it's been huge. And when they needed big baskets, Murray's put them on his back all postseason. Even when he struggled in this series for the most part against the Clippers. Think about that. Murray outplayed Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. He had 40 points in Game 7, y'all. Kawhi Leonard only had 14, and Paul George only had 10. Let that sink in for a second. Jamal Murray had more points than Paul George and Kawhi Leonard combined in Game 7, and he had been struggling for most of this series. He got going when it mattered. Paul George and Kawhi Leonard.
Hey, SSB dropping some gems right quick, Lewis. He says, can Kawhi Leonard even do load management now? If you're Kawhi's teammate, how can you expect that? That's a good one, SSB, and I think that's something to think about. Like,
let me answer that real quick. Kawhi Leonard can't load manage no more.
Yeah.
Okay. Not after this. Not after this. Not after that. Because the thing was, part of the reason why the Clippers had bad chemistry was the fact that Kawhi was load managing. Now I get it. You have an injury. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something about Kobe. Kobe has been dealing with he's had a similar injury to Kawhi Leonard, and he's had it since he was a teenager. I read this in his book Showboat. Kobe played with that injury his whole career, and Kobe has had a plethora of knee issues. But those knee issues happened when Kobe was a teenager. The man was able to play through that, and everybody's body's different. It's not the same. But I think Kawhi Leonard, to me, low key is now he's regretting leaving the Raptors, leaving that good situation, because look how good Pascal Siakam would have played had Kawhi Leonard still been there. But we saw what Siakam's true colors, because he's really not a number one. Siakam could just focus on defense and then just making some shots, whereas Kawhi Leonard would be taking the load. But the load management really caused chemistry problems, and we saw it. We saw it in the bubble. And you're hearing it from me, man. I thought the Clippers were going to get it done. They didn't. I don't duck smoke. I don't duck.
Well, guys, I don't know. I'm kind of happy because there was my dark horse team. But I enjoyed you guys. I enjoyed this game. Lewis and D, look, we back. We covering all this. We giving it to you guys. Like, we gonna do it. All I'm just waiting on is the email or the phone call from my partner to tell me which game we doing. Because Lewis picks the game. Lewis picks the time. But he did it again, guys. What a game. What a game. So shout out to everybody. Appreciate y'all coming through. I'm getting ready to go shut my stream down, and I have to indulge because this is a night to indulge. Hey, man, appreciate you guys. Make sure y'all hit that like, hit that subscribe for my brother, my partner, Lewis Sports Network. And if you don't mind, you can slide over to Speak Your Mind Sports Talk and hit that subscribe there, because y'all going to get this basketball action one way or the other on Lewis Sports Network, on Speak Your Mind Sports Talk, or usually the dynamic duo, Basketball Live with Lewis and D. Much love to you, my brother. Much love to you.
Much love to you, D. Take care, man. And all right, man. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. And shout out to D for doing this game with me, as always. Man, it's crazy, man.
All right, guys, down in the basement.
Something. It's like part of me is like, you can't.
All right, sorry about that. Had to fix the audio, guys. So, man, what a game. What a game. I'm down in my basement. What a game. Man, this computer sucks. So blurry. I don't know. That camera's horrible. But anyway, yeah, Hamed, I've been doing basketball, MMA for a while. I decided just to switch because it was too much boxing, basketball, MMA. So doing basketball during the season, and then I'm gonna flop over to MMA once the basketball season ends. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of sports, multiple sports since I started the channel, Hamed. Back when I first started, I was doing basketball, football, boxing, MMA, and I was doing commentary on tennis matches because I love tennis too. So I cover a lot of sports, man. I got a lot of sports knowledge up in the dome piece here, dog. But look, man, what a game, guys. I appreciate all of you, the support, you guys hanging out with us all night, me and my partner. And we're going to be covering the rest of these playoffs. So y'all make sure y'all come back, hit that subscribe. Make sure y'all get over to my partner, Lewis Sports Network. Check him out. Hit that subscribe. And y'all won't usually see me looking like this. This is one of my other computers. I just needed it to run the double stream. But great game, guys. I need to go get me some rest. And y'all know how I always end this thing. For the love of sports, let's talk about it. Peace.